Ever wondered why you feel so sleepy after a hearty Thanksgiving meal? Blame it on tryptophan, an essential amino acid found in turkey. But is there more to it than just inducing sleepiness? Tryptophan, the infamous culprit behind your post-Thanksgiving nap, is an essential amino acid commonly found in poultry, meat, fish, dairy products, and certain nuts. It's been widely recognized for its role in the production and preservation of muscles, proteins, enzymes, and neurotransmitters. But could it be possible that tryptophan is doing more than just sending us into a food-induced slumber? A recent study from the University of Colorado suggests that there might be a darker side to this otherwise beneficial amino acid. The researchers discovered that common gut bacteria could break down tryptophan into a rather unpleasant compound known as indole. This compound, more commonly associated with human waste, might have the potential to trigger an inflammatory response. And an inflammatory response, ladies and gentlemen, could mean one thing: arthritis. Yes, you heard it right. The seemingly innocuous tryptophan could potentially be linked to rheumatoid arthritis or spondyloarthritis, which is arthritis of the spine. Now, before we all start boycotting our Thanksgiving turkey, it's important to note that tryptophan doesn't always turn into indole. As Dr. Christine Kuhn, the study's co-author and head of Colorado University's Division of Rheumatology, explains, if tryptophan hits our body's cells, it tends to go get broken down into anti-inflammatory products versus when it hits the bacterial cells and goes more inflammatory. So the question we need to ask is not whether we should stop consuming tryptophan altogether. Instead, we should be asking how we can maintain a balance in the body so that tryptophan goes towards that anti-inflammatory pathway. And this, my friends, is where the science gets really interesting. Now let's delve deeper into how tryptophan might trigger arthritis. Dr. Christine Kuhn and her team at Colorado University have discovered something intriguing about tryptophan. When we consume foods rich in tryptophan like poultry, meat, fish, dairy products, and some nuts, our gut bacteria get to work. They break down this essential amino acid, which is vital for the production and preservation of our muscles, protein, enzymes, and neurotransmitters. However, this process doesn't always go as we'd like it to. Sometimes, instead of leading to beneficial anti-inflammatory products, the breakdown of tryptophan goes another way. It results in a chemical compound called indole. Notoriously known for its foul smell, indole is usually associated with human waste. But it turns out this malodorous compound might be doing more than just offending our noses. According to Kuhn and her team, indole could trigger an inflammatory response in our bodies, potentially leading to rheumatoid arthritis or spondyloarthritis, arthritis of the spine. To study this process, the researchers turned to a commonly used model for rheumatoid arthritis research, the collagen-induced arthritis model in mice. By inducing arthritis in mice, the team could observe how alterations in tryptophan metabolism, specifically the production of indole, correlated with the disease. What they found was fascinating. When indole was present, the mice started to develop autoreactive T cells, which are more inflammatory. At the same time, the mice had fewer regulatory T cells, essential for maintaining balance in the immune system. Plus, they began to develop antibodies that appeared more pathogenic, that is, disease-causing. In essence, the presence of indole seemed to tip the immune system's balance towards inflammation, potentially leading to arthritis. The researchers noticed that the antibodies present had flags for being more inflammatory when indole was in the picture. It seems that indole, the byproduct of tryptophan, might be a key player in triggering arthritis. But how does this affect us? You might be wondering, how does this study affect our daily lives? Indeed, it's a question that merits serious consideration. The implications of this discovery are far-reaching and could potentially alter our understanding of nutrition and health. Tryptophan, the essential amino acid found in poultry, meat, fish, dairy products, and some nuts, was once known for its role in muscle preservation, protein synthesis, and the production of enzymes and neurotransmitters. But now, it seems, its breakdown by gut bacteria could lead to an inflammatory response, potentially triggering conditions like rheumatoid arthritis or spondyloarthritis, arthritis of the spine. So what does this mean for us, the consumers of these tryptophan-rich foods? Well, it's not all doom and gloom. It's important to remember that tryptophan doesn't always turn into the problematic compound, indole. Rather, it depends on whether the tryptophan encounters our body's cells or bacterial cells. When it meets our cells, it's broken down into anti-inflammatory products, which are beneficial for our health. On the other hand, if it encounters bacterial cells, it tends to go down a more inflammatory pathway. This raises the question, how can we ensure that tryptophan maintains its anti-inflammatory pathway and benefits our health? The answer may lie in our diet. Consuming a diet rich in plant-based fibers and lean meats, much like the Mediterranean diet, seems to push the microbiome into a healthier state. This dietary approach could potentially steer the tryptophan towards its beneficial anti-inflammatory pathway. On the contrary, the typical Western diet, often high in processed foods and low in fiber, seems to push tryptophan towards the inflammatory pathway. So, should we avoid foods rich in tryptophan? Let's find out. It's not about completely eliminating tryptophan-rich foods from our diets, but rather, it's about maintaining a healthy balance. Consuming a balanced, nutrient-rich diet that aligns with the principles of the Mediterranean diet could be key to harnessing the benefits of tryptophan and mitigating its potential adverse effects. Given that tryptophan is present in many protein-rich foods, does this mean we should avoid them? This question brings us to our dietary dilemma. But before we jump to any conclusions, let's delve a bit deeper into the matter. It's important to remember that foods rich in tryptophan, like poultry, meat, fish, and dairy products, are also packed with essential nutrients. They play a crucial role in our overall health, contributing to the growth and maintenance of muscle, the production of enzymes and neurotransmitters, and the preservation of a well-functioning body. So, outright avoidance may not be the best approach. Instead, the focus should be on maintaining a balanced diet. This means consuming a diverse range of foods that provide all the necessary nutrients in the right proportions. It's about finding harmony in our meals, ensuring we're not over-consuming any single nutrient, including tryptophan. And this is where the Mediterranean diet shines. Renowned for its emphasis on plant-based fibers and lean meats, it offers a well-rounded approach to nutrition. This diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats, seems to push our gut microbiome into a healthier state. It promotes the anti-inflammatory properties of tryptophan, turning what could potentially be a cause for concern into a beneficial element of our diet. This doesn't mean you have to move to the Mediterranean and adopt their way of life entirely. It's more about incorporating elements of this dietary approach into your own lifestyle. Maybe it's about swapping out that steak for a fish fillet once in a while, or adding more fresh fruits and vegetables to your plate. Perhaps it's about choosing whole grains over refined ones, or drizzling olive oil on your salad instead of a creamy dressing. So, while the new study linking tryptophan to arthritis may seem alarming, it doesn't necessitate drastic changes to our diets. Rather, it underscores the importance of balance, moderation, and diversity in our food choices. Eating a balanced diet is key. But what does this mean for the future of arthritis treatment? Let's explore this in the next scene. With this new study, the future of arthritis treatment might be changing. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of the human body, we're beginning to see the profound impact that our gut health can have on our overall well-being. This research highlights the role of our intestinal bacteria in breaking down tryptophan, an essential amino acid, into indole, a compound that could potentially cause inflammatory responses triggering arthritis. But it's not all doom and gloom. This newfound understanding opens up a world of possibilities for future treatments. The question that arises is, how can we tip the balance so that tryptophan leans towards the anti-inflammatory pathway? How can we manipulate our gut bacteria to achieve this balance? It's an exciting avenue for exploration, and scientists are already gearing up to tackle these questions head-on. By understanding the intricate dance between our gut bacteria and the foods we consume, we could potentially develop dietary strategies or even novel therapies to control the inflammatory responses associated with arthritis. While it's still early days, the prospect of being able to prevent or even reverse the effects of arthritis through dietary changes is a tantalizing one. Imagine a future where managing arthritis could be as simple as adjusting your diet. Instead of relying solely on medication, you could potentially control your symptoms by choosing foods that promote an anti-inflammatory response. A world where we can harness the power of our gut bacteria to work in our favor instead of against us. In essence, this study is a stepping stone towards a future where we can leverage the power of our diet to manage and potentially mitigate the effects of arthritis. It reminds us that the foods we consume are not just about satisfying our taste buds or filling our stomachs. They are, in many ways, the building blocks of our health. The takeaway here is not to avoid foods rich in tryptophan entirely, but to strive for a balanced diet that promotes overall gut health. After all, our gut is often referred to as our second brain for a reason. It plays a crucial role in maintaining our health and well-being. As we continue to unravel the complex relationship between diet and health, remember, every bite you take could be shaping your health. Choose wisely,